We take no sides in the House Speaker race, but let's get back to the 20 quote-unquote terrorists embarrassing American democracy and holding out the Republican Party to ridicule. Think about it. These 20 managed to unite Joe Biden and Tucker Carlson. Maybe, just maybe, they are doing something right. Seriously, when the New York Times and the New York Post agrees that you are in the wrong, maybe you're doing something right. When Fox News hosts and MSNBC hosts both shame you, maybe you're doing something right. One thing is certain about this group of 20, and this is the important part. The 20 are challenging the entrenched power dynamic of Washington, D.C. At the very least, challenging the entrenched power dynamic is exactly what America was built on. That's what the founders did. And challenging the entrenched power dynamic is unacceptable to Fox News and MSNBC. It's unacceptable to Joe Biden and Tucker Carlson and the New York Times and the Wall Street Journal. Agree or disagree with their tactics, frankly, agree or disagree with their desired outcome. It's been a while since someone in Washington stood on principle, and at great personal risk, too. If the 20 don't take McCarthy out, if they don't kill the king after shooting him, he will retaliate. The speaker fight reveals a divided and disoriented House majority. This is according to the New York Times. They quote John Feehery, a longtime Republican strategist and former top House aide. Quote from the New York Times: "The rebels just don't like McCarthy, and they seem not to be able to find a way to like him. They lack, in his words, a, quote, legislative maturity to understand it can't be personal, it just has to be business." I don't know Mr. Feehery. He's welcome to come on the show anytime. But legislative maturity, that's another couple of words for lifelong politician. The 20 holdouts, among other things, are demanding an up and down vote on term limits. That is something 82% of Americans want. 82% of Americans want term limits. And lifelong politicians, you know, those with legislative maturity, hate term limits. Maybe having people who stand on principle is a good thing. Sadly, in Washington, standing on principle has become, quote unquote, embarrassing. That's On Point tonight. Congressman Mike Garcia is here from the Capitol Rotunda heading into votes. Congressman, I think you disagree with at least a couple of things I said. Go ahead and tell me why I'm wrong.
Well, no, I don't necessarily disagree with the overarching premise that this isn't necessarily a bad thing. I would agree with you that characterizing this as chaos or calling these folks terrorists and Taliban is absolutely inflammatory and unnecessary. I don't think that's productive at all. But look, we have had these conversations, right? And this didn't just start yesterday. This is the end result, and we're in the midst of it still, so it's not the end. But this has been going on for 2 months. Since the last election in November, we have held now something like 18 or 19 different conference meetings or meetings with smaller bodies with the folks, many of the folks who are voting against Kevin McCarthy. We've actually changed about 22 rules in the rules package that were asked by these folks. There's a few that didn't get changed, but as a vast majority of this conference, we adopted those rules because it does change the status quo. It's not business as usual under this new rules package. So I don't think this is chaos. I think this is not ideal. I think this is something that should have been buttoned up a few days ago. Obviously, this is not how you want to start when you get the majority. This ironically feels like we're still in the minority. But I do think that this is, in the end, going to be constructive, and we're going to get to a solution. Republicans negotiate. Republicans hash through things, and we will stay here and have this debate and have these votes as many times as we need to until we get to a solution. In 1856, Leland, something like 133 votes were taken over a 2-month period before that speaker was determined, and the issue then was about slavery. There was an abolitionist running against a slave owner, and this pales in comparison to that. That was on the eve of the Civil War. We're going to figure this out, okay? So I think people need to take the temperature down.
Yeah, no, look, fair. Taking the temperature down is always good. Cable news is never good at taking the temperature down. That's sort of part of the problem. If you can just imagine what would happen if there was cable news in 1856. I think there was a caning on the floor that same year. I think about this just to me.
Or in the 1780s when we were writing the Constitution. It's important to remember our founding fathers didn't agree on everything. There was heated passion and disagreement over the Constitution itself. We still got to a solution that gave birth to this beautiful country.
Survived 200+ years. We're not doing so bad after that. I wonder, though, out of this, and I want to give the majority leader his due and let you do that. This would be really easy. You could pick Steve Scalise, who is well-liked within the Republican caucus. You could pick Jim Jordan, who's well-liked within the Republican caucus. What is so special about Kevin McCarthy that so many are willing to have this embarrassing
It's not
fight?
about Kevin McCarthy.
Thanks for watching. Go to newsnationnow.com to find News Nation on your television provider. And don't forget to subscribe. Click the red button to get more of News Nation's fact-driven, unbiased coverage.